Welcome back, guys, to another video. And in this video, I'm going to cover top Queensland regional locations that you could be considering in 2026. Now, I've done a very similar video about top regional locations across Australia that you could be considering, and I didn't include too many Queensland locations because I believed that Queensland needed its own video because there are some great locations that I do want to tell you guys about. And without further ado, let's get into the first location, and that is Cairns. Now, Cairns is probably one of my most favorite locations since about 2023. It has done extraordinarily well. In fact, when you start to look at the numbers for the wider Cairns region, you can see that majority of it has done about 28% growth over the past 3 years and about 60% growth over the past 5 years. And in fact, when you start to break down suburb by suburb, some locations have gone up about 60% already over the past 3 years. So Cairns is a location that has done extremely well and that is likely to continue to do well into 2026 as well, just because there is such low supply in some of these locations. And for those of you who don't know, Cairns is a very economically diversified location. In fact, when you start to look at Cairns' economy, it has about 178,000 people, supports about 79,000 jobs, and a $26 billion economic output. So a huge regional location. It's not some small regional town in the middle of nowhere. It is a huge location with quite a diverse industry base. And when you start to look into it, it's broken down into healthcare, accommodation services, retail trade, education training, construction, public admin and safety, and so on and so on. And when you start to look at the exports of that location, you can mainly see majority of its economic output comes from manufacturing, construction, and warehousing as well. But it is fairly diversified with no sector taking up more than 25% of that regional location, which makes it a good long-term hold when you're looking at this location. In fact, some of my favorite suburbs to invest into over the past couple of years of Cairns would be Mount Sheridan, Bentley Park, Edmonton, and so on. And then we have to also start looking at the future of Cairns, and you can actually go and read Cairns' 2050 strategy plan. It breaks down more into what it looks to do economically in that location. But the key factor that I like to point out is population growth. In fact, that there's about 72,000 people likely to call Cairns home by 2050, and they're not really meeting their housing targets at this stage and at this point in time. So prices are likely to continue to grow in the near future and over the long term as well. It is attracting more and more people to this location. Now, Cairns is not all perfect sunshine and rainbows. In fact, you're going to hear me repeat this across many of the Queensland locations, is the fact that Cairns does fall under a flood zone. So parts of the upper parts of Cairns, around White Rock, Earlville, Mount Sheridan, they do fall under flood zone. So you do really have to be careful about which pockets you buy in, double check your insurance premiums, and make sure it fits your strategy. But Cairns is a location that you want to be considering in 2026, trading off the fact that a lot of growth has happened and you have to be comfortable with that. But if you guys are struggling on picking the right investment location to choose in 2026, or you need help with picking the right property deals to assess, you need help with your strategy where to consider, because there's just so much information out there, join the private community, guys. We have over 300 members helping each other out on a daily basis, and these are proper investors who are looking today, not some lifetime community. These are active members helping each other on a daily basis, picking the right location. There's over 60 reviews for you guys to go have a read of. It is $35 a month. It's an absolute steal when you think about how much value you get out of this when you're buying a $500,000 to $1 million asset. So don't be a fool. Jump in the private community and get the help that you need today. Now, the next location I want to talk about is one I feel like that isn't really talked about in social media and with buyers agents too often at the moment. But one of my favorite locations to consider is Bundaberg at the moment, and it's likely to do well into 2026 as well. It's a location that has performed extremely well over the past 3 years. In fact, it's already doubled in value in Bundaberg. So if you're not comfortable with that, then Bundaberg might not be the location for you. However, there are still great opportunities to pick up properties around the 600, 650 price point with about 5% yield. And Bundaberg does have a lot going for it. And one of the key aspects I look for any investment location is economic diversity. But I'll get onto that. Bundaberg has about 110,000 people, supports about 40,000 jobs, and has an economic output of about $13 billion, right? So it is, once again, not a small regional location. It is a fairly large regional location that is economically diversified. And when we start to look at the industries, we can see it is broken down into healthcare, retail trade, agricultural forestry, education training, and more. So it's not exactly a one industry town or LNG producer town like Gladstone, for example, or a mining town like Emerald. It is economically diversified. That is what we want to see as investors. And Bundaberg does have quite a bit going for it. In fact, they have a new hospital currently being built, estimated value about $2.3 billion. So in the short term, it's going to bring construction jobs into the area. And then in the long term, it's going to bring more doctors, more nurses that need to facilitate this area, which means that you need more houses. And Bundaberg, once again, does simply not build enough houses to meet the current demand. And the thing with Bundaberg is that it is expensive to build homes. So when you're buying properties for $650,000, it is below replacement cost or at replacement cost. So you're getting a lot of value when you get a house and land with that. So Bundaberg is a location that you want to be looking into of your list of 2026. But once again, very similar to Cairns, Bundaberg is across a river, Burnett River. It does flood. So you really need to make sure that when you're purchasing in Bundaberg, you're staying away from those flood zones. Otherwise, your insurance premiums are going to be quite high and you don't want that. And then you can lose your house. So double check that, guys. Now, I feel like this next location is going to come at no surprise, and that is Townsville. Now, Townsville is a huge location with massive amounts of stuff going for it in terms of its economy, economic diversity, defense projects, etc. Townsville is a huge location. Now, the first thing I want to say and caveat this is that Townsville is a prime example of why we really need to be specific about where we invest in a location, because recently it's had major rain, which has caused some flooding, and it's caused insurance premiums to go up in this location. In fact, during those stormy season and during those heavy rainfalls and floodings, a lot of insurance companies stopped insuring people, which means you couldn't get new insurance policies for that location. And this is why it's important to really focus on areas and pockets where there isn't flood zones or flood mapping, just to mitigate risk. Now, I know it's hard, but it's still possible. And you do need to accept that risk if you do consider Townsville. But it's a huge location, guys. It supports over 250,000 people, which is basically a whole city in itself. It's a huge location, 100,000 jobs, $43 billion economic output, and it's extremely diversified into healthcare, public admin, education, retail, trade, and more. And then when you look at its exports, it's into public administration, safety, manufacturing, and mining as well. It is still a very economically diversified location, and it has a lot going for this place as well. In fact, when you start to look at Townsville as a location, you can see 200,000 people in this location, and by 2046, it's expected to have 264,000 people, and in fact, it could be more as well. And a couple of the biggest projects that it's going for it is a lot of the defense projects going in Townsville at the moment and the defense base. And one project in the works at the moment is the RAAF based Townsville Aviation Program works. You guys can go have a read of it. Roughly $370 million. It's just something I want to point out. And then you've also got the Townsville University Hospital expansion, which is another $1 billion. It's going to need more people to fund that project, nurses, doctors, etc. A lot of work that is going into this hospital as well. Now, Townsville has done quite a bit of growth over the past 3 to 4 years, I would say. So if you do look across a lot of these locations, they would have grown about 40, 50, 60% across a bunch of these locations. I know that some BAs are still buying here. The value aspect of Townsville is pretty much gone at this point. The yields are a lot lower than it once was. So if you do consider this, you do have to be very smart about which locations and suburbs you choose to go into and what trade-offs you're looking to make. Because it's not 2023 where you could just buy anything and you can get growth. You do have to be a little bit more specific about where you go in Townsville. It's not something personally I would jump into at this moment, but when you look at a regional location across Queensland that is going to do well long-term, economically diversified, large population base, Townsville has to be on that list, and hence why it is here. And for those of you who have made it this far into the video, if you guys didn't know, I do have a property blueprint course which goes into so much more detail. There's over 60 plus videos talking about property, helping you guide which sort of investments you should be looking at, which suburbs you should be looking at, how to approach property investment, the type of questions you need to be asking sales, and more. And it's all for $349. So it's an absolute steal when you think about how much people charge for property investment these days, when you're paying $6, $7, $8,000 per course for people that don't really provide strong value. And then you've also got BAs that charge you 15, 20K on top of their property course as well. Guys, this is an absolute steal. There is a full curriculum breakdown which you guys can go and read every single video that I talk about in this course, so you know exactly what you're getting, not some brief outline. So you know what you're getting, guys. Jump into the property course. It's an absolute steal, and set your 2026 up right. Now, it goes without saying, I feel like this location has to be mentioned in a video about top regional locations across Queensland, and that is the Gold Coast. Now, I do want to strongly caveat this. If you don't have a budget of around, close to $1 million, you're unlikely to find a house in the Gold Coast anymore. It is that expensive. So this is really for the people who have higher budgets, who can actually manage the negative cash flow of purchasing in Gold Coast, because the yields aren't strong either. But it is a location that is primed to grow in the long term. It is a location that is a landlocked, which means supply is very limited, much like Sydney. They don't build enough houses. There's more people coming on year into the Gold Coast, and there is a very limited number of houses in this location, and it has a great vibe overall to it as well, from a livability perspective, from a retirement perspective. So there's a lot going for the Gold Coast in the near future. And if you just want to talk about the number of people and numbers behind it, 690,000 people, 290,000 jobs, and $103 billion economic output. So it is basically a mini city, guys. This is not a regional location. You can say it's a mini city, and its economy is growing stronger and very well diversified into healthcare, construction, retail, trade, accommodation services, and more. It is a great holiday destination, but when we also look at the exports, it's mainly construction and manufacturing of this location, which in terms of its exports isn't the most diversified, because there will be a lot of cross and downstream services across the both of it. But from an employment perspective, it is fairly diversified, and it's a location that is going to continue to grow in terms of population. In fact, when we look at the numbers behind it by ID forecast, it's growing from around 650,000 people in 2021 to approximately over 900K in 2046, which is about 39% increase, and that is huge. So this location is going to grow in the future, and they haven't got the space to keep building new homes. It is landlocked, and they don't build it fast enough, and so we're going to have prices increase in the near future and over the long term. So Gold Coast is a location that you could be considering if you have the budget, and also if you can stomach the negative cash flow and yield, right? So that is a caveat of this location, but it's a location that I think has to be mentioned in a video like this. Now, one other location I am just going to touch on rather than talk about too much, which I think is worth considering, but there are a couple of things that have to be said about Toowoomba. Now, I think Toowoomba is a great economically diversified location. It's extremely close to Brisbane CBD, and it's a location that has done extraordinarily well. Now, is it a location I'd consider in today's environment? Probably not. And the reason is because it's doubled, almost tripled in value in some of these suburbs. It has grown immensely, and the yields have compressed pretty low. So the cash flow aspect of Toowoomba is pretty hard to justify at this point in time, but it's a location that is economically diversified. It's very close to Brisbane CBD. It is technically, you would say, a regional location, but because of the proximity, it's almost like it's part of the city itself, and it's a location that is going to continue to grow. So I think Toowoomba is something I just wanted to mention on this list as well, but not do a complete deep dive on it at this stage. Now, there are a couple of other locations that I think are worth mentioning, but I might save it for another video, and I think you guys, the investors, know which suburbs they are. But to caveat this whole video with Queensland, please remember this location has doubled and tripled in value across most regional locations like the likes of Cairns, Bundaberg, Toowoomba, Rockhampton, Mackay, Hervey Bay, etc., etc., etc. A lot of these locations are in flood zones, so you really need to make sure insurance premiums are accurate and they match up, and you're aware of the risks of going to Queensland. And you do have to trade off these aspects to be considering this location. You still can get above 5% yields, but your net yields might balance out to be similar to across other locations in Australia. So please do your due diligence. Please make sure you're investing that suits your risk appetite, your strategy, and your portfolio. Just don't blindly follow anyone on the internet, including myself. Do your due diligence, pick the right location, and make your 2026 great. Till next time, guys, thank you very much.